And our word for today on this Tuesday of the 34th week in Ordinary Time, this Tuesday, November the 26th, our word for today is harvest. Harvest, our word for today, taken from the book of Revelation, chapter 14. I, John, looked, and there was a white cloud, and sitting on the cloud, one who looked like the Son of Man. So this is Jesus, with a gold crown on his head and a sharp sickle in his hand. Another angel came out of the temple, crying out in a loud voice to the one sitting on the cloud, Jesus, use your sickle and reap the harvest. For the time to reap has come, because the earth's harvest is fully ripe. The earth's harvest is fully ripe. So the one who was sitting on the cloud swung his sickle over the earth, and the earth was harvested. Then another angel came out of the temple in heaven, who also had a sharp sickle. Then another angel came from the altar, who was in charge of the fire, and cried out in a loud voice to the one who had the sharp sickle, use your sharp sickle and cut the clusters from the earth's vines, for its grapes are ripe. So the angel swung his sickle over the earth and cut the earth's vintage. He threw it into the great winepress of God's fury. What? Brothers and sisters, you can look at this and people think, well, he's cutting it out and he's sending, the one in charge of the fire in heaven, that has to be hell. And no, the fire is the gift to us. The fire of heaven is the gift to us. The fire of hell is punishment, of course. But the fire in heaven is a gift to us, brothers and sisters. What is that fire that comes down from heaven? Of course, it's the Holy Spirit, but I'm talking about in this context being used after the grapes are ripe to do what? To press them into this gift to God, this wine, that what you do with wonderful ripe grapes, of course, is you press them down to create wine. Wine is important in our faith, of course, but there is a violence that takes place in taking a grape from its form as that fruit into the creation of wine, right? Well, that we are going to go through that wine press, brothers and sisters. It's going to be difficult, but it is a gift to us because it makes us ready for eternity. We celebrate, and rightfully so, particular gifts of God when He blesses us in this way or that way, a monetary blessing, some gift that He has given to us, the coming together of relationships, all kinds of wonderful things we celebrate that truly can be gifts from God. But we forget to celebrate and thank Him for one of the greatest gifts that He gives us, difficulties. Difficulties is what reshapes us into the image and likeness of God. It is what allows us to be removed from our own selfishness and become completely dependent upon God. And so often we don't go to God until we've exhausted every other thing. So it is those difficulties that finally draw us to our knees. As Abraham Lincoln of happy memory would say, often I find myself on my knees because I have nowhere else to go. And I have to tell you, brothers and sisters, to get to that place in our lives where we are on our knees because we have exhausted every other thing is a great gift. And that often comes only because our situations have become too difficult for us to handle on our own. I've said it before, but for those who haven't heard it, those who say that God will never give us more than we can handle, that's an absolute farce. That's not true. God will often give us more than we can handle. He'll never give us more than He can handle, and that we can handle by His grace. And that is in moments in our lives, that is such a treasure, such a wonderful place to be when we are completely dependent upon God. And then we are active in the harvest. Harvest, our word for today.